Do you want to improve your drawing from this one to this one? Well, with this technique you will improve it right away. In this art tutorial I will show you how to draw realistic lips and mouth step by step. I will show you the basic mistakes beginners usually make and how to fix them to make your drawing look more realistic. You will see how simple it is. So let's get into it. We will start with the basic proportions and the basic outlines of lips. The first mistake beginners often make is not using guidelines for drawing the basic proportions. And then the lips simply are not symmetrical, or they're just too wide, too thin. Also, the center line is not just a straight line or slightly curved line when you look at real lips. And moreover, all these mistakes are drawn with dark lines, which are really hard to erase. So let me show you a much easier way to get the proportions right. Use HB pencil to make thin light lines. Draw 2 points to indicate the outer corners, then draw a horizontal line to connect them. Then draw a vertical line right in the center. There will be a center of the lips. And now we will find the place of the cupid's bow, the bottom of the lips. This technique is very flexible and can be adjusted to any type of lips. If one of the lips or both are thinner, just make the marks a little closer to the center, and if they are fuller, just do the opposite. And the middle part of the lips. Let's connect all of them with slightly curved lines on both sides. The shape of the lips might differ. The hearted, oval shape, downturned, and many more options. Just try to keep watching the reference you're drawing from. The main mistake while shading is using hard pencils. Actually, this is one of the most common things I see when somebody sends me their artwork. You can see the shading is very light. With hard pencil you can't draw darker values and the drawing looks flat. Also, you can see the shading technique is not really good. We still talk about realistic drawings. And the blending, I've said this many times before, please do not use your fingers as a blending tool. Simply the oils coming from your skin can damage the paper or the drawing in few seconds, and you don't want that for sure. So you can use many cheap alternatives, just do not use your fingers. Now let me show you how to fix it. Before we start shading realistic drawing, we need to pay attention to the light, because we are trying to create illusion of form with various values, creating lights and shadows. As you can see in this one of my previous drawings, think of these two lips as two simple 3D forms. The light is mostly coming from the top, so there are shadows under each form. Also in the upper part there will be a highlight, the lightest part, and somewhere between there is a mid-tone, the middle tone. You can also see the transition is nicely soft gradual. Now let's get back to our drawing. I will use little softer pencil than I used before for the outline. It will be 3B pencil with a chisel point or chisel tip. So why chisel tip? It's simple. There is a flat plane I will use for shading to achieve nice smooth shading. We're creating the middle tones right now. Just watch me, I'm creating light white lines close next to each other for smoother effect. You don't have to rush it, just take your time to create consistent shading. It's actually really important. I'm using contour shading technique, which is the best for shading rounded objects, for creating the illusion of roundness, because I will not blend all the strokes away and they're also creating little texture. When you finish the first layer of shading, blend it with a soft paintbrush. You can also use a tissue if you want, or if you don't have a soft paintbrush. We will do basic shading also on the upper part of the lips, using the same pencil and the same technique. Then you will also blend it with a soft paintbrush or a soft tissue. And after blending, I usually redefine the basic shape of the lips. Now I will take 4B pencil also with the chisel point, and I will create the shadows. I try to use the same shading technique as well. Now just turn the pencil around and use the sharp edge of the chisel point to redefine the center line of the lips, and then just turn it again to the flat plane and add shading under the center line to create a little shadow. And then just simply blend it all together. After blending, do the same with the upper part of the lips. Sometimes there's also a little shadow at the top of the lip. For example, Rihanna has this kind of upper lip, so I will add little shadow as well. Now I will take 6B pencil and add the darkest parts, which are usually in the middle part, and blend it with a blending stump because it is great for this detailed blending as it is shaped into a point. If you don't have a blending stump, you can also use a simple Q-tip as a cheap alternative. We're finally getting to the texture. This is also a very important part of the realistic drawing. The basic mistake might be no texture at all, or there are still visible some lines which are not creating realistic results at all, like in this one, or it might be just about adding some simple lines as wrinkles. I'm sure this won't work. For the texture, I use HB pencil. I create thin lines and I add little shading to make it look more 3D. Wrinkles are not just simple lines. If you want to see more detailed tutorial, check out my Patreon account. There is a video on how to draw realistic skin. I will add the link to the description. For the upper lip, I will take 4B pencil to create wrinkles in the shadow part. And when you need to create more shadows, just use the same pencil to darken the area. And for the lighter values, I will use the HB pencil again. Then just blend it all to soften the lines and edges of the lips. Also, the brush absorbs some graphite from the blending, so you can use the brush to create smooth shading around the lips for shading the skin. And then use 6B pencil to create shadows under the bottom lip. In the end, just use pencil eraser to create some highlights. You will see how the drawing just pops off the paper. If you don't have any pencil eraser, don't worry, you can also use a regular eraser with the sharp edges to achieve the same results. So as you can see, it is not that hard to draw realistic lips. Just try this technique, practice more, and you will see how your skills improve quickly. Do not give it up just because you don't like some of your drawings. We all make mistakes. We learn from them, we make more mistakes, but we don't give up. It is all up to you, no matter how old you are, no matter what kind of materials you're using. It is about the effort you put in it. It is just about you. So keep practicing and you will see it pays off. If you want to see detailed, real-time version of this tutorial, just check out my Patreon account. I will add the link to the description. If you like this video or you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Also share it with your friends. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I will add more of these type of tutorials for each facial feature. Also turn on the post notifications because you don't want to miss any of my new videos. This is all for me for today. Thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!